Do you and Sheetal believe in Valentine's Day or every day is Valentine's Day?
नहीं मतलब we do believe if we have the time. मतलब Valentine's Day पे अगर free होते हैं तो फिर कुछ ना कुछ कर लेते हैं. मतलब कुछ खा लिया अच्छा जाके या कुछ कर लिया. But इस बार I am not free and neither is she. She's also super occupied. She's in Himachal and I have a long 15-hour flight from one corner of the world to another. So ऐसे ही जाएगा हमारा Valentine's.
For all film-related interviews, reviews and content, please like and subscribe to Pooja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
How are you? It's been a while.
It's been a while, Pooja ji. Lovely seeing you as always.
And well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. मगर मैं पहले आपके लिए आपके fans जो adjectives जोड़ते हैं ना आपके नाम के साथ, मैं जरा वो आपको बताऊं. Unproblematic, down to earth, brilliant actor, refreshingly honest, real person, positive. ना आप जरा बताएं.
मैं क्या बताऊं? I mean, it's very kind of people to see me in this light, and pressure बढ़ जाता है when people attribute such adjectives to you. But yeah, thank you is all I can say. And I have to tell this to you. I love the portrait behind you. Have you done it?
My nephews made a caricature of me.
That is so cute. मेरा ना पहला ध्यान वहीं गया दो मतलब obviously I saw you first and I was like अरे वाह ये कमाल है I have to ask you this.
I will tell him, he'll be happy.
A very bright future there I see. Please wish your nephew all the luck from my end.
I'll do that. Thank you so much. He'll be happy. See, now you won yourself another fan. I think that's the charm of Vikrant Massey.
यार वो बहुत स्ट्राइकिंग है इसलिए मेरी नजर चली गई उस पे. But thank you and to all the people who attribute such kind words to me, thank you.
So other than the people, this is the जनता. Even आजकल पता है ना हमारे जो critics होते हैं बहुत हमें weak people are, you know, I don't call myself a film critic because I watch movies for the joy of it, but जो seriously लिखते हैं films के बारे में थोड़े stingy हो जाते हैं with compliments. But आपके लिए immensely talented, very versatile, थोड़ा और pressure बढ़ जाता है because you come, but it is the fact of the matter. I mean, there is no taking away from that.
No, thank you for that. That definitely instills some sense of confidence in me. But I just take it at its face value. मैं ज़्यादा सोचता नहीं उन चीज़ों के बारे में. Yeah, मतलब I was just kidding that pressure बढ़ जाता है. I try to sort of stick to my basics. जो है I try focusing on that. It feels good, of course. There's no denying the fact that when such revered critics who've been in the business for far longer than you've been see you that way, it feels good. It sort of fills you with a little bit of confidence. But then you really can't take these things very seriously too. In my case at least, I want to stick to what's been working for me, which is just doing the basics right and trying to be consistent with one film after another. And yeah, that's about it. So ये जो सारी चीजें अगर जुड़ती जा रही हैं सफर में तो ठीक है. They are byproducts of it, but the goal still remains the same.
But can I get an insight into the mind of Vikrant Massey? How does it work? What is Vikrant Massey's in a world like?
I mean, when people attribute such things to you, it feels good. You feel good. There is definitely a sense of responsibility that creeps upon you. You want to sort of go out there again and cater to your audiences with utmost sincerity as you did the last time. But you rejoice about such things maybe for a few moments and then you move on from there. You really cannot sit back on it and sort of see yourself the way the world sees you, because you know how flawed you are. You know what are the things that you really need to work on. You know your utmost reality. And I think, that is the lens you should look at yourself with rather than what the world sees you as.
And like the last 2 years, theaters have been shut. So, we're not talking about theaters, but you are the one who's ruled the streaming platforms. So, वहाँ box office नहीं है, वहाँ clicks हैं. So, the man who's been getting max clicks, how has that shaped brand Massey?
Yeah, I mean, it's been good. The last 2 years have been good so far. As much as I would love to see my films in theaters, I do miss that experience. I hope at some point when so-called normalization returns, I think I would really want to also see one of my own films in theaters. But considering the limitations that we are faced with now, I'm really happy that, how people have responded to the films that I am bringing out. Very, very happy with how Haseen Dilruba shaped up. It was the most watched film last year. And and then you just want to take it from there on and probably come back stronger and better.
Now, Love Hostel. मैं synopsis पढ़ रही थी, मैंने विक्रांत का ये क्या चक्कर है, शादी. I mean, the past 4 films is like the Dulha on the run, or the Dulha just sorting out his life. Ye kya hai? You become the mascot. The suitable boy had called you last time.
Yes, I was going to say that. I was just coming to that. You called me the suitable boy the last time, and I only recognized this when we were talking during Chauda Phere, that actually the last 4 films have been about marriage. But here it is more than marriage. It's not just marriage. It's a very gritty thriller. It's a gritty thriller. It's a love story at the outset. It's about 2 people who are actually on a run, who are on the run, and but it's not just a love story. It's so much more. And synopsis really don't do justice to what this film is about. So I would really probably wait, and I'm sure that after the film releases, we will talk again and talk in depth and in detail about what Love Hostel is. It's a survival story. Yes, it's about 2 people wanting to survive. Metaphorically speaking, there are certain characters which are reflective of the world around us. And yeah, it's an entertaining film. It's a very short 2-hour, 6-minute film, and we really hope that people, shell out their times and they watch the film.
So your last film, Chauda Phere, when we spoke about, again, addressed a pertinent issue, catering to what happens, the social, political, cultural issues in our country. Does this also have a message? However much you can tell us.
I think it's open to interpretation. Most of my films are open to interpretation. And with regards to Love Hostel, we are not going out there representing anyone. It's a fictional world set in relatable, it's fiction set in a relatable world. A world that you probably could identify with, a world you might not identify with completely. So it's absolutely open to interpretation in this case. So yeah, you can take whatever you want from this film and make it your own.
So what makes you, is it the director, is it the script, or is it the star cast? What makes you first tick a box? Which is most important? The rest may not be in place. How do you choose your project?
What were the 3 options? The director,
the story, or the cast?
It's always been the story first. Always been the story. But right now it's almost like a 60-40 with the story and director both. So I'm kind of wanting to collaborate with directors who have a particular certain set requirement from my end. I don't know if I'm putting it the right way. The script is the most important thing, of course, but then I would love to collaborate with directors, and I'm consciously doing it now as we speak, to collaborate with directors who are a little more sensitive towards the responsibility taken. So it's a mix of both, actually. It's the script and the director. Star cast really does not matter. Star cast and the technical crew is always an add-on bonus. If your casting director has done an incredible job and who's got some really like-minded, fantastic actors around you, which will only sort of elevate your performance, is great. But it's the script first and the sensitivity and the cognitive abilities of the director, actually. Yeah.
What I've noticed about you is you also like to work with first-time directors, new directors. I've noticed that about you. That's very strong in your filmography.
Yeah.
Has it happened unconsciously, or
very conscious decision? It is a very conscious decision. There are many things attached with it, but things that I can talk about is the fact that I was also given an opportunity by someone. Had that someone not given me an opportunity, I wouldn't be here. So whatever little I can do in my position of privilege, I would want to at least work with one newcomer every year, try supporting them and provide them a platform within my limited capabilities. And, what is also concomitant with this decision is the fact that working year round, kind of makes you complacent. So when there is a first time filmmaker who's been wanting to make films for years, वो एक नए जज्बे के साथ आते हैं, and they kind of wake you up from your slumber. So that is something which, just by the virtue of this decision, these things automatically happen. So I, if at all, which obviously is human, you do get complacent on days and you feel like, you know, you're tired, but then there is a newcomer who comes out there who's been dreaming of making that film. He or she really, you know, makes you pull up your socks and wake up and deliver a good performance again, and probably find something new which will be beneficial for you in the longer run.
But it's also a reflection on your sense of security, I would say, because sometimes it can be a risky venture too. It could be a risky business.
Yeah,
too.
and it's turned out to be risky, but then I have no regrets about it at all. I am very, very happy and very, very thankful to those opportunities, even the ones who haven't worked out, because I have definitely picked up a few things here and there which are with me and which will continue to stay with me.
Wow. That's what I've said. Sometimes when projects haven't worked out, and if you've been in that project, one thing that stands out is you. That's what everybody says. Movie was okay, but Vikrant Massey, you know, that makes me feel happy because I've seen your journey since television.
Yes, yes.
It's amazing.
You've been a constant support, and I really have to thank you for that.
But आपका talent है, and just as your fans said,
या आपकी humility भी है कि आपकी patience भी है कि इतने सालों से आप मेरा साथ दे रही हैं.
अरे मजा आता है आपको स्क्रीन में देखने का. That's what I'm coming to. Somebody who's done TV, OTT, and as well as film.
Yeah.
Have you seen these 2 years have taught us something? Because, you know, earlier we used to blame the star system, like, oh, सिर्फ बड़े पर्दों में यही होता है हम लोग. But everybody's managed to find their way between the stars. Everybody's coexisting. It seems to be finding its balance.
I think COVID in general, you know, has taught us a lot in things in life. Like not just an actor or the film industry. I think everyone. COVID ने सबको एक, you know, एक refresh button मारा है life ने सबकी. So yeah, because in the last 2 years we've seen the growth of, you know, streaming platforms. We've also seen, you know, the changes in consumption patterns of the audiences. But that's life, you know. I think one has to adapt. One has to, you know, constantly keep not just upgrading your software on your phones, but yourself too. So yeah, so in the last 2 years, I was lucky. I had the good fortune of coming out with 7 films in 2 years, and yeah,
you've been busy actually.
Yeah, kind of. So with 7 films in 2 years, the audiences have supported each and every film. They've really appreciated my work. But you know, coming back to the larger part of the question is, and it's not because of OTT right now. I've always believed, even when I was in television or even when I was the first ones to take a plunge towards the OTT platforms, that there is enough space for everyone under the sky. You know, so there is no point in trespassing each other's lives or, you know, ambitions. There is enough space for everyone. You just have to identify yours and just sort of, you know, enjoy whatever you have and make the most of what you have.
True. So, I mean, Bobby Deol, who's also in this with you, I remember speaking to him when he made his OTT debut, saying it's given me a new lease of life. And also, ab koi sharam nahi hai to call up people saying, you have work for me. This is because our generation, we felt, I'm a star. I don't call up people. They call me. Yeah. But I think your generation has made it like there is no sharam in calling up. Would you actually do that? Just call up people and say, hey, you have work for me.
Yeah, I still do that. There are so many people I want to work with. There's a lot of hunger within me to collaborate with certain names, and I'm still persistent in chasing them. And maybe I will probably crack the deal someday.
Wow, I want to know the names. I want to know the names.
Yeah, but obviously these are obvious names. You know, these are stalwarts in our industry who've been entertaining us and making some outstanding films for years.
Gee.
I'm dying to work with Anurag Kashyap. I'm dying to work with Imtiaz Ali. I'm dying to work with Sanjay Bansali. I'm dying to work with all these guys. And someday when, you know, we mutually agree upon this, it will happen. But yeah, let's see. Sharam ki baat nahi hai. You know, I don't see sharam in this. Usme kya sharam ki baat hai yaar? Yeah.
I can see in your case for it to happen. But how was working with Bobby Deol? I want to ask that because up in the 90s, he was identified as that Italian-looking poster boy. आपको याद है ना? Soldier जब आई थी.
Soldier जब आई थी उनकी. It was fantastic working with him. Yeah. He's such an incredible guy. He is Like, he's one of the most sensitive people I've met. And I only came up with this thing like in a couple of interviews earlier, that he's actually a grown-up man with a child's soul, which is true. You know, we've heard anecdotes about both the Deol brothers, you know, dropping a tear at the drop of a hat.
True.
We know that. And when I got to see that thing personally, I recognized that, you know, they are grown-up men. They are like, you know, जो उनकी imagery रही है, but they are pure like children, you know.
जी.
बच्चों की रूह है उनकी. And it was incredible, you know, for that man, like even the anecdote that you're sharing with me, to come out in public and talk about it and, you know, take it on the chin and move on from there is really, really, it's commendable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, what is your biggest challenge? We know you're a fabulous actor. We know you're doing good work. But for Vikrant Massey personally, what's his biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge, it continues to be the same. You know, I think to go out there, entertain the audiences day in, day out with the quantity of content and, you know, films and, you know, distractions available, to still be able to grab their attention for 2 hours, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever length duration your film is, to probably demand or command their attention is the biggest challenge. And I'm continuing to, you know, learn things as we go. In an age when, you know, our attention spans have really completely evaporated, to come out with a film and, you know, request their time and attention is something which still remains the biggest challenge for me.
आपका नाम होता है तो click automatically हो जाता है picture की thumbnail पे. And I'm missing your red wall. So finally, have you and Sheetal shifted home?
Yeah. Yeah. We've moved to a new house. Though we still continue to have that house. I miss
that. You're not living out of a suitcase now. You're not trying to maneuver.
Now there's enough space for both of us to move around. There's by the grace of God, I think I have a dining table also now, which I'm sitting and talking to you. And so we were literally living in boxes and suitcases for the last 6 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyways, Love Hostel Hari, आप सब suitable boy हो. So I know your and Sheetal's like big दावत also was getting stalled because of the pandemic. अब हमको मिठाई कब मिलेगी?
मिठाई बिल्कुल मिलेगी. कब मिलेगी मैं खुद नहीं जानता. मेरी अभी प्रायोरिटी सिर्फ ये है कि मेरे प्रोड्यूसर्स जो पैसा बेचारे गवा के बैठे हैं, यू नो, विथहोल्ड करके बैठे हैं कोविड के चक्कर में
जी,
बिकॉज ये पिछले 1 महीने में भी अचानक से, यू नो, वी रियलाइज दैट, यू नो, even the smallest of restrictions can sort of hinder your shooting process.
True.
So the idea is to immediately, now that the world is reopened again, partially though, to go out there and finish films. We are anyway behind time. So the idea is to just go out there and deliver those films and then see uske aage.
Absolutely. And before we go, I have to do 10 questions rapid
fire. Yes.
Because you give the best answers. Describe yourself in a hashtag.
Hashtag myself. Hashtag oh my God, I don't know, pressure. How can I describe myself? Hashtag unpredictable.
True. Yeah. If your life was a musical, what would the marquee say?
Have feet, will dance.
Wow.
This is not mine. This is Shamak Davar's tagline. And I attribute a lot of what I have to him. So I will still continue to use that.
Yeah, will we see you dancing in a film soon, like pura song and dance routine types?
No, I don't think so. In the next couple of years, no.
Okay. If on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about life right now?
9.
What's the one ingredient you put in everything?
Tomato ketchup.
Really?
Yeah. I can have rajma chawal with tomato ketchup, and all the people in Delhi, especially listening to me, or up north in India, will hate me for this.
Your secret talent?
Cooking.
How would you define yourself in 3 words?
Loyal, reliable, straightforward.
Okay. What favorite place to view art?
Favorite place to view art? My balcony. I have the sea right in front of me. it's a 180-degree sea view, and I see nature's art every single day. And my balcony is the best place for me to sort of appreciate art right now.
Which is the one thing that people don't know about you?
That I actually have to really sort of put in a few number of hours and effort before I get the right take.
Seriously?
Yeah. I am someone
कितने take देते हो वैसे average पे?
See, takes तो पता नहीं, वो तो डायरेक्टर पे डिपेंड करता है. रिहर्सल तो मैं आई थिंक हर सीन की जो ज्योग्राफी, जो मार्किंग होती है, वो कम से कम 8 से 10 रिहर्सल्स तो मैं करता ही. Yeah.
Most adventurous thing that Vikrant has ever done in his life?
Went on a trek with the mountain burning and running back down with the mountain still burning.
Okay. A song that you can listen on repeat?
Right now it's Dube from Gehraiyan.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that song. It's too good. I'm really looking forward to that film also, actually.
Okay. And lastly, what's your favorite app?
My favorite app? यार बहुत है, एक कैसे चूज करूं?
So you're like social media savvy, or one of, मेरे को लगता है you're the kind of person जो screen time
all apps are not social media apps, ना. मतलब there are certain reading apps also. Like there's an app called Headway, which I really like. Then I really like Google. Yeah, Google helps me really sort my life out. Then there is a photo editing app called Snapseed, which makes my pictures look really good. Then of course there is then there is Spotify, there is iTunes for good podcasts. You know, there is an app called Masterclass, and it's very expensive. I enrolled for it. बहुत महंगा है यार. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's got
Masterclass on what? Acting? What?
The app is called Masterclass. It's got masterclasses from all stalwarts in different fields. Wow. So you have you know, you have an Al Pacino, not an Al Pacino, but you have a Scorsese giving lessons on direction.
Wow.
And it's a 10-episode thing. So you enroll for that batch. A Scorsese is talking about filmmaking. And then you have a Gordon Ramsay talking about cooking. And you have everyone.
I can so imagine you actually hooked onto that app.
हाँ यार, पर बहुत महंगा है यार.
आपको क्या करना है, कुछ सीखने के लिए तो ऐसा ही है.
हाँ
वैसे आपकी पिक्चर का नाम लव हॉस्टल है. आप कभी हॉस्टल में रहे हो? अगर आप लव हॉस्टल में नहीं.
मेरी मम्मी बड़ी पॉसेसिव थी. माय फादर ऑलवेज वांटेड टू सेंड अस टू बोर्डिंग. मतलब बॉम्बे के जितने भी लोग हैं वो सबसे पास में पंचगनी जाते हैं
जी.
ठीक है. तो माय फादर ऑलवेज वांटेड टू सेंड मी एंड माय ब्रदर टू पंचगनी, बट माय मदर नेवर लेट हिम डू दैट. शी लाइक, मेरे बच्चे मेरे से दूर नहीं जाएंगे.
लव हॉस्टल का एक्सपीरियंस है
वेरी मेलोड्रामेटिक सरदारनी. एंड या तो बट ठीक है, मैं नहीं गया, कोई बात नहीं. आई एम हैप्पी दैट आई मेड द मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम दैट आई गॉट हियर.
Wow. Lovely chatting with you always. Now, what can we expect after Love Hostel?
After Love Hostel, we have, I'm filming for Blackout as we speak. And it will be finished and it will be out by the end of this year soon. Before the end of this year or right at the end of this year, I'm not sure. Again, it's the producer's call. I have Mumbaikar with Santosh Sivan.
Wow.
I have Love Hostel, which is out. And then I start filming for Gaslight. I start filming for Gaslight with Pawan Kriplani, who made Bhoot Police. I'm really looking forward to that. And there are a couple of films which I have just signed, and I can't talk about that right now.
Chalo, theek hai. Anyways, Love Hostel hai, Valentine's Day aa raha hai. Do you and Sheetal believe in Valentine's Day, or every day is Valentine's Day?
नहीं, मतलब we do believe if we have the time. मतलब Valentine's Day पे अगर free होते हैं तो फिर कुछ ना कुछ कर लेते हैं. मतलब कुछ खा लिया अच्छा जाके या कुछ कर लिया. But इस बार I am not free and neither is she. She's also super occupied. She's in Himachal and I have a long 15-hour flight from one corner of the world to another. So ऐसे ही जाएगा हमारा Valentine's.
Mental connection hai. So anyways, all the very best. And looking forward to Love Hostel and lovely chatting with you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Jaldi for said next chat.
It's always a pleasure chatting with you. And our next chat, I hope it's after the film is out. and we do not have to wait for another film to come out. I think रिलीज होने के बाद ही हमें बात करनी चाहिए.
ठीक है, नोट कर दिया जाए. आपकी टीम को बोल देते हैं कि हमने यहाँ पर रिकॉर्ड कर दिया. Thank you so much. You take care.
Thank you, Pooja. Take care.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks, Pooja. Bye. If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.